Are you overwhelmed by the constant flood of notifications, emails, and digital distractions? It's no secret our digital lives are a mess, and if you're like most people, you've probably gotten used to it. But what if I told you that this clutter is not only draining your time, but also your energy and focus? That's right. Every ding, every notification, every tab open in the background is stealing a little piece of your peace. In this video, we're diving into a solution that most people overlook: decluttering your digital life. I know it sounds simple, but the impact is huge. Trust me when I say that you'll walk away with practical tools to streamline your digital world and reclaim your attention. So if you're ready to stop being a slave to your devices, stick around. What you learn here could change the way you interact with technology forever. Let's get started. Number 1. The social media purge. Here's something bold to kick things off. Your social media is suffocating you. Yes, I said it. That endless scroll, the dopamine hit from likes, the random updates from people you barely remember, it's all weighing you down. You might be thinking, but I need it to stay connected. Sure, that's what we all tell ourselves, right? Trust me on this though. What if I told you that a good old social media purge could feel as liberating as decluttering a messy closet? Let's dive into this, and I promise it'll make sense. We've all been there. You pick up your phone for a quick check, and before you know it, you're deep into a stranger's vacation photos, comparing your life to theirs. Or maybe it's those endless reels and TikToks that start funny, but leave you wondering where the last 2 hours went. Social media has its perks, but let's be real. It also amplifies FOMO, drowns us in useless updates, and eats up our time. You know the type of accounts, the ones you followed out of politeness, the ones that used to inspire you but now just feel exhausting, and the ones that make you question your self-worth. So here's the big question: why are we still holding on to them? Now, here's the twist. The social media purge isn't just about unfollowing people who annoy you. It's about reclaiming control over your digital space. Think of it like curating your own personal gallery. If an account doesn't bring joy, knowledge, or genuine connection, it's time to let it go. And no, this isn't passive-aggressive. It's practical self-care. Why clutter your mind with things that don't serve you? Studies even show that excessive exposure to online noise can lead to anxiety and dissatisfaction. So, let's quiet the noise. I tried this myself, and let me tell you, it was a game changer. Picture this. I was scrolling through my feed after a long day at work, feeling drained and uninspired. Every other post was either a flashy ad, a fake perfect selfie, or a rant about something trivial. That's when I snapped. I spent an hour unfollowing, muting, and even deleting accounts that didn't align with the vibe I wanted. The next morning, my feed felt like a breath of fresh air, filled with things that actually mattered to me. Suddenly, I wasn't scrolling out of habit. I was engaging with purpose. Here's what I realized. A social media purge isn't just about trimming your feed. It's about decluttering your mind. You deserve a space that energizes you, not one that drains you. And it's okay to outgrow certain people or pages. It doesn't mean you're rude or selfish. It means you value your time and mental well-being. This is about reclaiming your peace, your focus, and yes, your dignity. So, next time you're mindlessly scrolling, ask yourself, does this add value to my life? If not, let it go. Purging isn't weakness, it's strength. It's saying, I choose what gets my attention. Your digital space should reflect who you are and who you aspire to be. Take control, unfollow, mute, block if you must. Because at the end of the day, this is your feed, your peace, and your life. Now go ahead, start your purge. You'll thank yourself later. Number 2, the email apocalypse. Here's a thought to shake things up. Your inbox is a battlefield and you're losing the war. Sounds dramatic, right? But think about it. How many unread emails do you have right now? 50, 100, maybe even thousands. Don't feel bad. We've all been there. Those notifications pile up faster than we can manage, and before you know it, your inbox feels like a black hole of stress. You might be thinking, but what if I delete something important? Trust me, I'll show you a way to handle this that's not just doable, but downright liberating. We've all experienced the chaos of an overstuffed inbox. You open your email to find a flood of promotional offers, unread newsletters, and urgent work emails buried somewhere in the mix. You know the type. Emails you signed up for years ago and now wonder why. Or the ones from that online store you bought socks from once. And don't get me started on the endless threads of CCs and FYIs at work. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack while the haystack keeps growing. Here's the strategy. It's time for an email apocalypse. No, not a polite spring cleaning. I'm talking about a bold, ruthless purge. Mass delete everything older than 6 months, or even 3 months if you're feeling adventurous. Set up filters to automatically sort incoming emails, and unsubscribe from every list that doesn't bring you value. Yes, even the ones that might have the occasional coupon. I know it sounds scary, but hear me out. Psychologically, clutter, digital or physical, creates stress. By wiping the slate clean, you're reclaiming mental clarity and control. Let me share a moment that changed the way I think about emails. One Monday morning, I opened my inbox to 1,264 unread messages. I felt a wave of dread. How could I possibly deal with that and get anything else done? Then I made a decision. I highlighted every email older than 3 months and hit delete. My heart raced as I clicked, but when it was done, the relief was instant. I followed it up by setting up filters. Work emails go here, personal updates there, and everything promotional, straight to trash. The next day, I opened my inbox to see only 5 new emails, each relevant and manageable. It was a revelation. This isn't just about having a tidy inbox. It's about reclaiming your time and focus. Every email is a demand for your attention. By eliminating the noise, you're creating space for what truly matters. You'll stop feeling overwhelmed by things that don't deserve your energy. And the best part? You'll never waste time digging through an avalanche of unread messages again. So the next time you open your inbox, don't hesitate. Start deleting, filtering, and unsubscribing. This is your digital life, your mental space, and your peace of mind. Own it. Embrace the email apocalypse and let the clutter burn. You'll come out the other side, lighter, freer, and ready to conquer whatever comes next. Number 3. Unsubscribe like a savage. Let me ask you something bold. What if you could open your email inbox and feel nothing but calm? No overwhelm, no avalanche of useless updates, just clarity. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But it's not. The key is simple. You need to unsubscribe like a savage. And before you roll your eyes or worry about missing out on some must-have sale, stick with me. I promise, this isn't just about your inbox. It's about your mental freedom. We've all been there. You're sipping your coffee, ready to tackle the day, and you open your inbox. Boom! It's an endless list of emails. Your cart is waiting. Last chance to save 10%. Or, we're updating our privacy policy. You know the type. Emails from companies you barely remember signing up for, newsletters you thought you'd read but never did, and random promotions that somehow feel like spam despite being legit. It's like clutter that multiplies overnight. And let's be honest, most of it doesn't even matter. Here's the strategy. Unsubscribe from everything that doesn't serve you. Not some of it, all of it. Be ruthless. The brand you bought one sweater from 3 years ago? Gone. That inspirational newsletter you swore you'd read every Monday but haven't opened in 6 months? Bye. Yes, even that one retailer offering exclusive deals. Spoiler, you'll survive without them. This might feel extreme, maybe even a little reckless. But let me tell you why it works. Every email you don't need is one less thing competing for your attention. Your brain doesn't have to filter through the noise, and that's pure mental relief. I tried this not long ago, and it was oddly empowering. One Sunday afternoon, I decided enough was enough. I made a cup of tea, sat down, and opened every single email with one goal: find the unsubscribe link. And wow, some of them hide it like it's a national treasure. But I didn't back down. I unsubscribed from over 70 lists in one sitting. The next morning, for the first time in years, I woke up to an inbox with only 3 emails. 3. It felt like I had reclaimed a tiny piece of my life. This isn't just about fewer emails. It's about reclaiming your focus and peace of mind. Every email you delete is mental energy you could spend elsewhere, on work, hobbies, or just not feeling stressed every time you open your inbox. It's also a way of saying, I control what enters my space. That's powerful. So, here's my challenge to you. Unsubscribe like a savage. It's not rude, it's not over the top, it's self-care in its purest form. Take one afternoon, clear the clutter, and see how much lighter you feel. Because at the end of the day, your attention is precious. Don't waste it on things that don't matter. Reclaim your inbox, reclaim your time, and reclaim your peace. Number 4. Cloud Cleanup Crusade. Let me ask you something wild. When was the last time you cleaned your cloud storage? Be honest. Most of us treat it like a magical void where everything we don't want on our devices gets dumped. Photos, random PDFs, that half-finished novel you swore you'd get back to, all floating up there out of sight and out of mind. But here's the catch. Your cloud isn't infinite. It's a digital junk drawer, and sooner or later, it's going to overflow. That's why it's time to embark on a cloud cleanup crusade. Trust me, it's not as scary as it sounds. You know what I'm talking about. You're scrolling through your cloud, trying to find one specific photo, and suddenly you're wading through hundreds of blurry screenshots, duplicates, and files labeled Final Version 4. We've all been there. It's like opening an attic and realizing you've been hoarding useless stuff for years. Sure, it's not taking up physical space, but it's still there, cluttering your digital life and adding to your stress every time you log in. Here's the game plan. Tackle your cloud storage with the precision of someone decluttering a wardrobe. Start with the obvious offenders, those 15 versions of the same photo, the receipts you saved for later, and the memes you downloaded back in 2019. Be ruthless. Delete anything you haven't used, looked at, or thought about in the past year. Then create folders with clear labels, no more miscellaneous dumping grounds. And here's the twist. Set a rule. Every month, spend 15 minutes reviewing and cleaning your uploads. Yes, it sounds like homework, but it's a small price to pay for sanity. I'll tell you what kicked me into action. One day I got a notification that my cloud storage was full, and I refused to pay for more space. So I opened it up and found files from 5 years ago, outdated resumes, presentations from old jobs, even a folder of recipes I never used. I spent a weekend deleting, organizing, and realizing just how much digital clutter I had been lugging around. By the end of it, not only did I free up space, but I also felt lighter, like I had decluttered a part of my mind I didn't even know was weighing me down. This isn't just about storage space. It's about clarity, efficiency, and peace of mind. Every time you delete a useless file, you're creating room, not just digitally but mentally. You're making it easier to find what actually matters, whether it's that work document you need or the photos that make you smile. You're reclaiming control over your digital life, one file at a time. So, are you ready for the cloud cleanup crusade? It's not just a task, it's a mindset. Take ownership of your cloud and stop letting it own you. Because this is about more than files and folders. It's about simplifying, streamlining, and savoring the things that truly matter. Number 5. Device. Detox. Let's face it, our devices have taken over our lives. And I'm not just talking about the endless scrolling or the constant pings of notifications. It's the sneaky way they've become extensions of us, like a digital limb we can't imagine living without. Here's a bold idea. What if, for once, you took a break? Not a vacation, not a day off, but a device detox. Now, I know what you're thinking. But I need my phone for work, for staying connected, for literally everything. Trust me, I get it. But stick with me, because this isn't about abandoning your devices completely. It's about reclaiming control. You know that feeling when you instinctively grab your phone the moment there's a lull in your day? Standing in line, waiting for someone, or even, let's be real, during those moments when you should be paying attention to life around you. We've all been there. It's not just a habit, it's a reflex. But the irony? Instead of feeling more connected, we often end up feeling drained, distracted, and oddly empty. It's like eating junk food when you're starving. It fills you up temporarily, but you're left wanting something more substantial. So, here's the strategy. Designate specific times during your day to be completely device-free. Think of it like intermittent fasting, but for your brain. Start small. Maybe the first hour after you wake up, or the last hour before bed. During that time, put your phone in another room, yes, out of reach. Use an actual alarm clock if you're worried about waking up on time. And don't just sit there twiddling your thumbs. Use the time for something intentional. Read a book, journal, meditate, or just sit with your thoughts. I know that last one sounds terrifying, but trust me, it's powerful. I remember trying this for the first time a few months ago. I was feeling overwhelmed. Emails, messages, and social media were coming at me like a relentless wave. So, I decided to do a Sunday detox. I left my phone in a drawer for the whole day. At first, it was uncomfortable. I kept reaching for it out of habit, only to realize it wasn't there. But by midday, something shifted. I felt lighter. I went for a walk without headphones, cooked without rushing, and had a long conversation with a friend without glancing at a screen. By the end of the day, I felt refreshed in a way I hadn't in years. This isn't about being anti-technology. It's about setting boundaries so your devices serve you, not the other way around. When you take a step back, you'll notice things you've been missing, small joys, real connections, and most importantly, mental clarity. You'll find that you don't need to be available 24/7. You don't need to check every notification the second it comes in, and you don't need to live at the mercy of your screen. So, are you ready to try a device detox? It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Start small, experiment, and see how it feels. Because when you give yourself the gift of presence, you're not just reclaiming your time, you're reclaiming your life. Number 6, the app slash and burn. Let's be honest, our phones have become virtual junk drawers, filled to the brim with apps we thought we'd use but haven't touched in months. Every time we unlock our screens, we're greeted by a mess of icons, food delivery apps we downloaded for a one-time promo, meditation apps we promised ourselves we'd stick to, and games we played once before, forgetting they existed. It's overwhelming, and it's not just cluttering your phone, it's cluttering your mind. Here's a wild idea. It's time for an app slash and burn. Yes, it sounds dramatic, but trust me, it's as liberating as it sounds. Now, you might be thinking, but what if I need one of those apps later? That's the trap. That just-in-case mentality is what keeps us hanging on to things that no longer serve us. I mean, how many times have you scrolled past the same useless apps thinking, "I'll clean this up later"? We've all been there. It's the digital equivalent of keeping a sweater you haven't worn in years, because maybe you'll need it when it snows in July. Spoiler alert, you won't. So here's how this works. Start with a ruthless first pass. Go through your home screen and delete any app you haven't used in the last 3 months. Don't overthink it. If it's important, you can always re-download it. It's not like it's gone forever. Next, tackle the folders. You know the ones, labeled utilities or random, where apps go to die. Be brutal. Ask yourself, does this app actually add value to my life? If the answer is no, it's got to go. I remember doing this for the first time when my phone storage was maxed out. I was getting those dreaded storage almost full pop-ups, and it was driving me insane. So one weekend, I decided to do a full app purge. I deleted over 50 apps. Yes, 50. The craziest part. I didn't miss a single one of them. What I did notice was how much calmer I felt every time I unlocked my phone. Instead of a chaotic mess, I had a clean, intentional setup. It was like breathing fresh air after being stuck in a cluttered room. This isn't just about aesthetics or storage space. It's about creating mental clarity. Every app you keep is a tiny demand on your attention, even if you don't realize it. By slashing and burning the unnecessary ones, you're taking back control. You're saying, I decide what gets my focus, not some random notification from an app I don't care about. So, here's your challenge. Spend 30 minutes today doing an app slash and burn. Be bold, be unapologetic, and trust that you'll feel lighter when it's done. Because this isn't just about decluttering your phone, it's about reclaiming your time, your focus, and your peace of mind. And honestly, isn't that worth a few deleted apps? Number 7. Digital Fast Day. Have you ever thought about how often you reach for your phone almost on autopilot? It's like a reflex, waiting in line, stuck in traffic, or even during a conversation. It's a constant pull, this little rectangle in our hands. But here's a thought. What if, just for one day, you didn't? What if you declared a digital fast day and let yourself disconnect from screens to reconnect with, well, everything else? I know it sounds daunting, maybe even impossible, but hear me out. It's not about deprivation, it's about rediscovering freedom. Think about it. How many times have you scrolled through your phone and ended up feeling more drained than before? You tell yourself, just 5 minutes, and before you know it, you're deep in some random rabbit hole, reading about how jellyfish are technically immortal. Sure, it's interesting, but did it make your day any better? We've all been there, caught in this endless loop of consuming content, but never feeling content. So here's the plan. One day, no screens. Not forever, not even for a week. Just one day to step away and see what happens. You can start small. Turn off notifications the night before. Let people know you're taking a break. And then dive into a day of pure, uninterrupted reality. The idea isn't just to avoid technology, but to fill that space with things you've been meaning to do. A book you've wanted to read, a recipe you've been eyeing, or even just sitting outside and noticing the world around you. I tried this once during a particularly chaotic week. My phone was buzzing non-stop, emails, messages, random alerts. I felt like I was living on edge, always one ping away from losing focus. So I decided to go dark for a day. No phone, no laptop, no TV. I started my morning with coffee and silence, no scrolling, just sipping. Later, I went for a walk, really noticing how the leaves rustled in the breeze, how the air smelled of rain. I even dusted off an old journal and wrote down thoughts I didn't realize I'd been carrying around. By the end of the day, I felt lighter, more present, and honestly, more me. This isn't about vilifying technology, it's about taking control. We're so used to our devices dictating our time and attention that we forget we have a choice. A digital fast day isn't just a break from screens, it's a way to reclaim your focus, your creativity, and your peace. It's about showing yourself that you're not as dependent as you think you are, and that you're fully capable of enjoying life without a screen between you and the moment. So, why not try it? Pick a day, let your friends and family know, and take the plunge. You might be surprised at what you discover about the world, about yourself, and about how much richer life can feel when you're not constantly looking down. It's not just a detox, it's a reminder of what it means to truly live. And who knows, by the end of it, you might just find yourself looking forward to the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video gave you some practical insights into how to declutter your digital life and regain control over the chaos. If you found this helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos that can help you take charge of your life. Also, if you know someone who's struggling with digital overload, share this video with them. It could be just what they need. I'd love to hear your thoughts or personal experiences in the comments below. How do you manage your digital clutter? Let's keep the conversation going and support each other on this journey to a clearer, more focused digital space. Remember, your time and peace of mind are priceless, and taking action to declutter is one powerful step in reclaiming both. Until next time, stay focused and empowered.